Boom! Let's go. Daily bodybuilding tip number 3. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet for you guys. Okay? Before I show you daily bodybuilding tip number 3, let me just show you why I think you should listen to me. Oh, I'm rhyming today. So, transformation 2022, coming out of COVID, fat, out of shape, didn't work out, crazy facial bloat, eye bags, all that. On the left side right here is when I first started to train. As you can see, the chest, not really there. The arms, not really there. The appeal, not really there. Fast forward 3-4 years now, we're in 2025. Boom! Arms grew, appeal increased, back got wider. Okay? I'm gonna keep this short and sweet for you guys. I don't wanna be wasting your time. This is my transformation. This is why I think you should listen to me. And let's get on with daily bodybuilding tip number 3. If you want a bigger chest, just do these 3 movements. I'm going to show you in this video how I built my chest and how you could do the same. From my mistakes, the things that I've learned, and I think the things that could be helpful to you. So, let's begin. The basic formula. What do I want when I'm training my chest? The basic formula for me when I be training my chest is I want a variation of light squeezing sets, as well as a variation of heavy pressing. So heavy pressing would be anything that's done maybe around like the 6 to 8 rep range, 6 to 8 repetitions. I'm going heavy. I'm not really focusing on the contraction of the muscle as much, but in turn, I'm just focusing on moving the weight. And typically, though not always, I like to put my heavy pressing before the light squeezing sets. And then light squeezing sets, as they already sound, it's basically how I'm finishing off the pump. I want to get just some extra blood flow into the muscle. I'm doing light sets, like I'm just squeezing the hell out of my chest. It's like more 8 to 12 repetitions, sometimes 10 to 12 repetitions, sometimes even up to like 15 repetitions. It's light and it's basically just like a finisher. It's just to finish off the pump. Now, you could do light squeezing sets before your heavy pressing to get yourself acclimated to more heavier pressing, but typically I don't really like that. I like starting off fresh with heavy pressing when I'm strong, when my central nervous system is not taxed, so that it just flows more smoothly. I start with high demand, heavy pressing, and then I move down into lighter squeezing sets that could really just finish off the pump and call the workout a whole. It's like it makes a perfect circle. This is like a semicircle right here, heavy pressing, and the other and the light squeezing sets is a semicircle together, and they make a full moon. Okay, so that's the basic formula. A variation of light squeezing sets along with heavy pressing. It doesn't have to be in any particular order, though I like to do heavy pressing and then light squeezing sets. So we know the basic formula, okay? Now, my 3 movements, what do I actually do? So like I said I start out with heavy pressing, 6 to 8 reps, moving the weight, okay? I like to usually start on an incline Smith machine. Here, when I start on the incline Smith machine, I'll do anywhere from, like I said, 6 to 8 reps, really just moving the weight. Some days, if I'm feeling a little off and I still want to do pressing, I can tone this down to maybe 10-ish reps, 8-ish reps. I'll never go really below 6 reps though. Even when I'm doing heavy pressing, I find that's just too heavy and you're running too big of a risk of getting injured. So yeah, first movement I like to do for my upper chest, I like to do the incline Smith machine. So that's the first movement. The 1 out of the 3. Now, second movement out of the 3, I like to do any type of flat pressing where I'm pressing directly forwards. So this could be like a chest press, and with no incline, by the way, this is just flat. This could be like a chest press. This can be like a bench press. This could be like push-ups. I'll just say push-ups. Anything that I'm pressing flat, and usually, even though I say this is more like, I say that I like to start with heavy pressing, this usually isn't as heavy as the first couple sets. This is usually in like that 8 to 10 rep range, but it still is pressing. So this is like the 8 to 10 rep range, the second out of the 3 movements. So I start with heavy pressing, incline Smith machine, around 6 to 8 repetitions. Sometimes I go a little heavier, a little lighter. I'll go about 10 repetitions, usually like in the 6 to 8, but I won't actually ever really go any lighter than 6 repetitions. I find that it's just not worth it. Get injured. It's just silly. So heavy pressing, number 1, incline Smith machine. I'll do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets here, and then I'll move on. Number 2, out of the 3 movements for my chest, I'll do the chest press. Any type of flat press, I usually like to do the chest press. Though you could do a bench press, you could do push-ups. Any one works really that you're pressing flat and directly away from you. Anywhere from 8 to 10 repetitions. If I'm really feeling it, I can go heavy on this one again. Do 6 to 10 repetitions. Though mostly I like to go a little lighter, though I still like to keep it in the heavy pressing range for the second out of the 3 movements, the chest press. I'll do anywhere from 1 to 2 sets on this one. So we started out, we did anywhere from 2 to 3 sets on the incline Smith, the heavy pressing, and then we're doing anywhere from 1 to 2 sets here at around 8 to 10 repetitions. That's the second out of the 3 movements. And then the last movement that I like to do is the second part of the basic formula, are the light squeezing sets. So here you can pick anything like a chest fly. So I mean like the machine. You could do cable fly on the handles, of course. You could do dumbbell fly. Anything that you could really just feel the weight and squeeze your chest, feel the full contraction at the top. That's what I like to do for here. And like I said, I like to keep it lighter. I'm going anywhere from like 12 to 15 repetitions, no more than 10 really. I always like to keep the repetitions higher than 10. It would never be lower than 10. That's the criteria for the chest flies, the cable flies, the dumbbell flies. So essentially, we're starting out on the incline Smith or any type of pressing movement. You could do also like an incline bench press, 6 to 8 repetitions, heavy, moving it, 2 to 3 sets, followed by a chest press or a bench press or push-ups, 1 to 2 sets at about 8 to 10 repetitions, still heavy pressing, though not as heavy as the first exercise. And the last exercise, light squeezing. Just feel the blood coming into the chest. It's more of a pump exercise, more of like a finisher. That's all it is. The last movement is a finisher. It should just bring together the whole chest workout and make it one. 3 sets, or I'm sorry, the third movement, I usually like to do around 1 to 2 sets here because it's a finisher. I don't need 3-4 sets on a finisher. That makes it more of like a moving exercise. I like to do around 1 to 2 sets. So we have 2 to 3 sets, followed by 1 to 2 sets, and another 1 to 2 sets. Whole workout comes about to be 6 sets around. On the low end, maybe 4 sets. On the low end, medium is like 6 sets. And on the high end, if I'm really having like that type of desire, I'll go 8 sets. And when I mean that type of desire, I usually train based on my intuition. So if I feel that 1 set was enough for the cable flies, the chest fly, the dumbbell fly, whatever type of fly I picked for the light squeezing sets, I'll leave it at that. I won't take it any farther, and I'll just leave it just 1 set, perfect, let's go on. That was the finisher. I don't like to train very regimented, that is 2 sets, 3 sets, and it has to be 3 sets, or else it was bad, because I think that a lot of it comes down to your intuition. If you feel that 2 sets was enough, likely it was enough, interestingly enough. So that was my 3 movements. Let's go really quickly, cover it again. Incline Smith, chest press, and then chest fly is usually what I take. I mean like the machine, it's called a pec deck, pectoral fly. So those are my 3 movements. Now, let's talk about the limiting belief. When you do just these 3 movements, you're going to feel at first a little weird because in the past you've been doing all these exercises, all these variations. You went from incline Smith to incline bench to flat barbell press to dumbbell fly to push-ups to this to that to this to that. You're going to feel weird at first because you're going to feel like, damn, I only did 3 exercises, I only did 6 sets. That's so little. But trust me, eventually when you find out more nuance, more advanced techniques to stimulate the muscle even better, you'll need even less sets to get the same amount of stimulus, the same amount of muscle hypertrophy. So at first it'll feel weird. At first it'll feel very weird that you're only doing, let's say, 6 sets, 5 sets. Sometimes I even go 4 sets. It's going to feel weird. I only did 4 sets with 3 movements. That's not a chest workout. Trust me, it is. And with time, you'll learn that. With time, you'll build the intuition to be able to understand when your muscle is adequately stimulus. It's not going to be very by the books, by the data that you have to do 2-3 sets to finish your chest workout. You're going to know when the 3 sets wasn't enough, and you'll know when 1 set was just fine. It was perfect. So this actually, the intuition and limiting belief, shout out to Sam Sulek. This guy always speaks about this. He's like a high level lifter, way higher than me. And yeah, he actually spoke about this a lot. So shout out to him for teaching us that. So yeah, this was, if you want a bigger chest, just do these 3 movements. Quick ad, top link in description is Daily Bodybuilding Tips Advanced. It's basically like next level niche information for lifters that are on the advanced side, but they want to get into the elite side. They want to get into the side that most people, they don't really realize these tips, they never learn it, and they stay just above average. But these people, they want to be elite, they want to be advanced. So yeah, that's top link in description is my paid program. So this was, if you want a bigger chest, do these 3 movements. Very quick recap. I like to go incline Smith, chest press, chest fly. And right here you have the rep ranges and the set range, 6 to 8 reps, heavy pressing, incline Smith, 2 to 3 sets, followed by chest press, second movement, about 8 to 10 reps, still heavy, though not as heavy as the first exercise, 1 to 2 sets. And then the third movement, chest fly, light, squeezing, pump, 12 to 15 reps, 10 to 15, 10 to 12, no less than 10 reps really. The last movement, the finisher exercise at 1 to 2 sets. So those are my 3 movements. This is exactly how I grew my chest. And yeah, peace.